Okay, YouTube, we're here with the Airbus A320 by Supreme-Hobbies. Working on spoilers. These are going to be passive. No active control mechanism for these. However, they are going to be bumped into by the ailerons, which is going to make the outboard move up just like they would in real life to turn. At some point I may go ahead and figure out a way to get a servo in here to turn, which will set up the spoiler for brakes. Trouble is, it's going to be fairly complex. This here is going to be a fixed part of the wing now to bridge back there like it would in real life. That part doesn't change its position in the full deployment. You can see, like 747, that thing is actually it's another inboard aileron. And the spoilers, there's several sections on that plane, but on this plane, on the 320, it's just actually a fixed part of the wing. So I definitely want to have that detail in there. And of course, they're not going to be clear, guys. I'm gonna paint these, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go body color, if I want to go this darker color. I think I want to go body color just for contrast, but not 100% sure. Either way, just kind of wanted to keep you up to speed on the steps I'm taking. And by the way, you may notice that I figured out how to mix that gray earlier on my videos. Look how much nicer this looks. Before, and you can still see where there's a difference in color, but it's just very minor. It used to be like this color here. So, guys, keep tuned. You'll see some cool stuff on this. Hey YouTube, we're here with the A320. Been working on mods the last few days. Gear door, main gear door. Most recently, spoilers, inboard and outboard. These are just put on, and all they are is a piece of plastic, one piece with clear struck through the paint. Then this is going to simulate the section of the wing, and the section of the wing that actually isn't a spoiler. This is the inboard spoiler. They are independent pieces, and they're painted different colors. I primed them all with this gray primer, and then I scraped these, because actually you'll notice that it's going up under the aileron. So when the aileron goes up, it's going to move up the spoilers just like on a real one. The difference is only this one and this one would typically operate to simulate additional surface area for the aileron. But basically waiting on the paint to dry, and then these are going to get just taped down real simply. And then this one's going to be just taped on the front, and this one's going to be taped, and then I'm going to fold it up, scrape away probably 2 dots, and throw some CA in there. And then same thing with this, I'm going to pull it up, and then that's going to help to make the flaps look even better, because I just got flaps done tonight, and they're fully retracted right this second, but isn't he so cool? And then here in a little bit, probably tomorrow, I hope. That's why I wanted to get this stuff done. It's late. It's actually Sunday morning. I was working on this Saturday night. Should have some good weather for a flight tomorrow. So the flaps, I don't have really any big question about the way the flaps are going to operate. And to be honest with you, I don't really see a huge functional impact on this. Just all I did was took 2 pieces of plastic. I took a thick piece and then a thin piece, and I made a rib. And then all these pieces are painted so that they have a similar finish to the rest of the plane. But then if you look on the back side, this is just 2 pieces of thin plastic. So I wanted them to be resilient, but under wind load, I'm hoping they don't flex so severely that you don't get any impact from that aileron. And then look at this. We've got the crevasse, and that's with the fully retracted flaps, because I intentionally spaced them out with my hinges Sorry, I was blocking the light there with the... You can see where the hinges are. There's only 3 hinges that actually bridge from the wing mass out to the flaps, and then there's one that goes in here. So I think, guys, it's gonna look awesome. I already think it looks pretty sweet, but I think it's gonna look better when these things are tamed and, you know, like held down tight. I just hope that pucker disappears when I'm all said and done. So these things are going to dry tonight. Tomorrow we'll get them taped back down, and then she'll be ready to rock and roll for the first flight with flaps, I hope, tomorrow. So we'll see how that turns out. Keep your eyes on my channel for the videos. YouTube, Brian Phillips here. Supreme-Hobbies Airbus A320. Spoilers mod, most recent modification, made of plastic. Another piece of plastic here, glued together. Makes it thicker, and then basically I primed all of the panels. Just cut all these panels to the same shape as what the trimming, or what the foam was shaped to, panel lines, and then off of pictures from online. And then I took and scraped away the paint to make it look like 4 individual panels, because under normal landing conditions they would open up a few of these a few miles out as they're coming in their final, and then these are going to respond just like the aileron. When the aileron goes up, see how it's just sitting on top of it, so it's going to push this up a little bit. So you're going to see during flight, you're going to see just a little bit of extra aileron impact. It's just going to look really cool. And then these are just fixed, they're just glued down and taped. Glued and taped, and you can see they're different colors. I did that on purpose because I wanted to have a little bit more accentuation for the parts that are moving, even though they're not moving. These ones are also fixed, and plus you can see I've got the gap in the wing. That's with the full retracted flaps, so when the flaps go down, you're gonna really be able to see. It's gonna be cool. And then maybe someday I'll go ahead and throw a servo in here, like, I don't know, probably like a 3 gram or like a micro servo, and just have that run up. I may even just have it run off of the same aileron channel, because all I have to do is just basically put a spring in here that pulls it down, or a magnet, and then have that push it up, and then it'll also respond with the aileron. So we'll have to see. I just hope they don't cause any problems. Leading edge slats are going to be the next project. Once I get this tested, I've got a bunch to vet on the flaps. You guys just watch my flap video. So it'll be flaps, then the spoilers, then slats, and then if all goes well, next step is going to be doing some LEDs, and that's going to be awesome. This plane is going to look so real. It's going to be scary. Keep watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Hey YouTube, we're here with the Airbus A320 by Supreme-Hobbies. Lots of modifications here. Most recent addition of these spoilers. This is a dummy. It's taped and glued down, and then this is just part of the wing formation here. So the way this is going to work is, when the aileron goes up, this is going to get pushed up. Which, I mean, obviously the aileron's not ever going to go up to the full air brake setting anyway. And that's going to help cover the gap from the flaps. So I can't wait to see it fly like that. Just wanted to give you guys a shot of what it looks like. What I did was I used a flat gray on this. Painted it. I reinforced and glued an extra piece of plastic on there. You can see it's double thick on the bottom, so that it keeps it stiff, so it doesn't bend quite as much. On YouTube, we're going to try this again. Camera stopped for some reason. Supreme-Hobbies Airbus A320. Spoiler mod. Plastic. Second piece of plastic at the bottom. Painted with the A320 again. Notice a little problem with my airplane yesterday. I've got the flap mod on here, as you can see, with them fully deployed, mostly just for convenience now. I noticed my spoilers were actually kind of riding up all the time. And so what I did was I figured out how to make them stay down by just taping them to this fixed point on an A320. This is fixed, I believe, all the time. This and then these panels would actually break during the braking effect on the ground. And then this panel and these two panels, these go up about 40 to 50%, and then this one goes up about 20%. And then this one is just an extension of the outboard aileron in the real configuration, regardless of flap position. And regardless of spoiler condition, this all acts as an aileron. This one just acts as an air brake. So what I've done is I actually cut my superficial. I wanted to give you guys the before and after so you can kind of see the difference there. See how they split? Sorry about the glare on that angle. But they split almost like that feather effect. And then over here you can see contrary, where it's just kind of fake looking. Not that you're going to see that in flight, but I'm kind of obsessed with these scale details, you might have noticed. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to go through and take my one piece. And remember, I've still got that support back here, which will allow me to operate it with just one servo if I do that. And then I don't know, I'll have to just cut this little piece of tape. It's literally just one piece of tape, and it's finished plastic on the bottom, just flat, just regular plastic. And then it's painted on the top for detail. And then I varnished over the top of this. This is all plastic, it's not foam. So you can see each of the panels are semi-independent now. Cut all the way back to my thick piece, cut most of the way back, and then cut about halfway back. So that's what I'm going to do to the other side. Just wanted to give you that quick update, guys, on the spoiler mod for this Airbus A320, and hopefully that helps a little bit on the angle of attack with flap deployment. I'm noticing that it really wants to point nose up, which looks sweet during landings, but the thing is, if I put the flaps down, I want to still be able to fly. I just want to be able to fly a little bit slower, which, again, I could dial in a little bit of down elevator, but I think that's just going to have a tendency to want to push the plane down. So we'll see how it works today. Should be able to get some flights in a little bit later on today, so be watching for them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to YouTube.